Welcome to the Explainer. You know that feeling when you're staring at a puzzle and it just feels like total chaos? Well, today, we're going to prove that every single one of those puzzles has a secret. And, more importantly, we're going to show you exactly how to find it. Okay, so let's kick things off with this quote from Henry Ford. Now, you might be thinking, what does an airplane have to do with puzzles? But honestly, it perfectly captures that feeling of staring down a really tough logical problem.
Yeah, logical puzzles can feel just like that, right? A total headwind. It feels like they're designed to be confusing, to push back against you with every single move you try to make.
But here's the secret. The truth is, every single puzzle is built on a logical foundation. So cracking it, it's not about being some kind of genius. Nope, it's about being a detective. A detective who knows exactly where to look for the clues.
So in this explainer, that's what we're going to do. We're going to build your detective's toolkit, piece by piece. We'll learn how to spot those hidden clues, how to crack number codes, and even make sense of those crazy visual mysteries.
All right, Section 1, the detective's mindset. Look, our first step here is all about getting into the right frame of mind. It's about learning to see the simple, basic clues that, believe it or not, often unlock the entire solution.
Okay, so let's put that mindset to the test right away. Time for our first set of cases, cracking number codes.
So, detective's tool number 1. This is, and I'm not exaggerating, probably the most powerful tool in your entire kit. And the funny thing is, it's usually the simplest one. Before you do anything else, just check the difference between the numbers.
All right, here we go. Take a look at this sequence. 2, 6, 12, 20, 30, and then what? If you want to try your hand at being the detective, now's a great time to pause and see if you can crack it yourself. So if you did the first step, you found the differences, right? 4, then 6, then 8, then 10. And at first, you might think, okay, what now? But this is where the real detective work comes in. You have to look one layer deeper. What's the pattern in those numbers? Well, the difference between them is always 2. See? That's our hidden pattern. So the next difference has to be 12, which means our answer is 30 plus 12, 42.
Now, some patterns are so common, so fundamental, they actually have a name. You've probably heard of this one, the Fibonacci sequence. It's famous because it pops up everywhere in nature, from the spirals of a seashell to, get this, the fluctuations in the stock market.
So keeping that definition in mind, think you can solve this classic Fibonacci puzzle? Take a look. 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5. What comes next?
The rule is so beautifully simple, right? You just add the 2 numbers that came before it to get the next one. So 0 plus 1 gets you 1. 1 plus 1 is 2, and so on. Which means our missing number is just 3 plus 5, which is 8. Easy, once you know the pattern.
All right, we've tackled numbers. Now, let's level up. We're going to apply our new detective skills to something that can feel, well, a lot more complex. It's time to decode some visual clues.
Okay, take a look at this. You've got shapes moving all over the place, colors are changing. I mean, this puzzle is designed to overwhelm you. But here's the key, the absolute number 1 rule. Ignore the noise. Never ever try to solve it all at once. Instead, what do? We isolate the clues. Just like a real detective at a crime scene, we're going to investigate each element, each suspect, you could say, one by one.
My advice, always start with the easiest clue you can find. In this case, that's probably the smiley face's background. Just look at it. It follows a super simple alternating pattern. Dark, white, dark, white. So what's next? It's gotta be dark. Boom. Just like that, we've already narrowed down our options.
Okay, next suspect, the hollow circle. Now, this one's a little more complex, but it's still totally predictable. It moves 1 step clockwise, then 2 steps counterclockwise, then 3 steps clockwise. You see the pattern? So the next move has to be 4 steps, and it has to be counterclockwise. And finally, our last piece of the puzzle, the triangle. It's got its own unique rule. It only moves clockwise, and it only moves to the corners. And check this out. The number of steps it takes doubles each time. 1 step, then 2 steps, then 4. So the next would be 8. And once you layer these 3 simple rules on top of each other, you can predict the exact final image. Pretty cool, right?
You know, sometimes the trickiest puzzles aren't the ones with super complex rules. They're the ones that hide multiple, really simple patterns, right in plain sight.
This series is a perfect example. I mean, look at it. It seems to just jump up and down randomly, doesn't it? 23, down to 11, up to 20, down to 12. Okay, pro tip. Whenever you see that kind of erratic up and down movement, that is a massive clue that you are probably looking at a hidden, alternating pattern.
And here's the big reveal.
The secret is that this isn't one series at all. It's two completely separate series that are woven together. The numbers in the odd spots, first, third, fifth, are actually decreasing, and the numbers in the even spots are increasing. Each one has its own super simple logic.
So, the missing number is in the 7 spot, right? That's an odd position, so it belongs to that first decreasing series. The pattern was subtract 3, then subtract 2, so the next logical step is to subtract 1. 18 minus 1 gives us our answer, 17.
Okay, we've cracked a few pretty different cases now, huh? We've gone from simple number series all the way to complex visual codes. So let's pull it all together and summarize the key strategies for your brand new Detectives Toolkit.
And here it is, your core Pattern Detectives Toolkit. These are the 5 fundamental questions you should ask yourself the moment you're face-to-face with a new puzzle. Seriously, think of this as your standard operating procedure for any logical investigation you undertake.
Because let's be real, this isn't just about solving puzzles on a test or in a book. This is a way of thinking. It's about learning how to find order in what looks like chaos. So the real question isn't, what's the next puzzle? It's where else in your world are you going to start seeing the hidden patterns?